Hey folks, welcome back to the Portable Gamer, welcome back to Farming Simulator 19, and welcome back to Sandy Bay 19. Today is the day. Today is the day we open the dairy, and what I had wanted to do was drive our Broen animal trailer down to the auction, down there in the distance, and I noticed a problem. Hang on, let's hop down here off this wall. We've got kind of a Ezio auditory thing going on there. We make our leap of faith, but, you know, it was only a couple feet. When I tried to put cows into the Broen animal trailer, we did get, it just wasn't working, and then it corrupted the save game. So I got confirmation that, yes, that is a thing. It's intermittent, doesn't happen to everybody, but it may happen to you if you try to put cows into the trailer, and if you have that problem, it may also corrupt your save game. So you should have a backup. Nice thing about this game is every time you close out normally, it does create a save game. It does create a backup file, and it's not always the latest one. It keeps making new ones and new ones and new ones. So that's a nice feature. You can always go back to the last time the game worked for you, and that's what we did. So we are instead going to have our animals delivered. I prefer to pick them up when I'm recording, but I do have them delivered off camera. So let us buy, we've got 53,000. I did bump the loan to 200,000. So let's see how many we can get for about 40,000. We can get 20. I'll take it. Confirm, and there they are. Welcome. All right. Oh, that's some sort of synchronized dairying right there. I love it. So we've got up top, we have all of our hay bales put away from our 2 fields that we mowed. Well, 3 really. 2 sort of dedicated meadows, and then the other one is where the cows are going to live. So I don't think we'll be mowing all of that now that they'll be eating from it. But we can certainly mow part of it. I got all those bales put away. We are taking care of our sheep, keeping them nice and happy. I had to buy some straw bales. I don't know if we'll buy pigs on this map, but we'll certainly need straw bales for them as well. We definitely need them for the cows, and all we have in the ground right now is canola. So we don't even have the possibility of making straw bales on the horizon. So we had to buy those. Not terribly expensive. And this is all of our hay. We're going to use this... for the time being, this will be all that our cows have to eat, but we will get them some TMR going once we do second cut and make that into silage. And I assume the smart thing to do is make that into silage here in the pits on the farm, and then we will, hang on, we'll clip through the wall. There we go. And we'll mix the silage that we have here with hay bales. We'll make TMR, and once we calculate how much we'll need to feed the cows for the rest of this year, we can sell the rest of that silage for money, because we're not broke, but we're not really making a lot of money right now. We've got about 30,000 of wool here in the barn. I'm waiting for a good price for it. I'd prefer to get 60,000 rather than 30,000. And at the moment, that's really all we've got. So I think we need to be sort of careful, sort of judicious with what we do with second cut. We will need it to feed the cows if we want good milk production out of them. But we also need to sell some for silage. Now, I think, if I remember from Greenwich and what was our other 19 map? Meadow Grove? If I recall correctly, the cows don't start making milk until... clip through the wall. Until... the following spring. So we just bought them in the summer. They won't make milk till next spring. Is that correct? With seasons? And I believe that's a reality as well. When cows have not calved, they're not making milk. So that's a nice detail for the map maker to throw in. Appreciate it. So productivity will be low. Hopefully their health will stay good, but productivity will be low. And we need to remember that's in the context of them not making any milk at all. So, did I say that right? They won't be producing milk as efficiently as they could be if we were feeding them all of the food that they like to eat. But it doesn't matter because they won't be producing milk at all. I think I said that right. Right, so we'll get this going here. While we're over there dropping off this bale, we will also use the tap to fill the trough, since we have that installed down here as well. We went ahead and installed all of them, I want to say, about the same time. Right, so we have one for both of our sheep pastures, or one for each of our sheep pastures, and then one here for the cows as well. I did check out the calf mod, and I guess your calves don't grow unless you feed them milk. They need straw and milk, and there's no place to buy any milk. I looked in the store, and there's no possibility of buying a milk pallet. I thought that would perhaps be included with the calf mod. I know if I had written that mod, I would think about doing that. That would make sense, would it not? Because you can't have milk until some time has passed, right? But if you want calves straight away, if you want to buy calves straight away, you need to have something to feed them. So I think that's going to have to wait till next spring before we buy any calves. Now, do we have a bale consume? And is this even the food trough? I think it is. Right? Perhaps. Let's see if we just need to back up and get the spikes out of this thing for it to consume. Sir, that's all we need to do. Fantastic. That looks barely full, so we'll need to put some more hay in there, but as long as they have enough to stay alive, it doesn't matter how much we put in. It won't really bump up their productivity without TMR and a couple other things. Okay, so we'll pause this right here and get this going. And how are we doing on time? 6 minutes. Yeah, this is going to be kind of a quick video. All right. Let's see how much. Yeah, almost 20,000 liters of water to start with. So it is summertime. And with seasons, the animals do drink more water in the summer, as they do in real life. All right. And we'll get a straw bale dropped off for the ladies. Figure out where that needs to be consumed. I assume right in the center of the floor there, but we'll figure out where the trigger is for that, and then we'll call it. And next episode, I assume we'll be harvesting canola. I can't think of anything that we'll need to do between now and then. If the grass comes in before the canola, then we can just go straight to second cut, and that we'll probably mow that, rake it, and then gather it up with a forage harvester, and use follow me to have a cart follow along. But it'll just depend on which of those two is ready first, whether second cut is up or whether canola is up. And that'll be next episode. And then from there, I don't know. We'll have to just play it by ear. I don't think we're going to do pigs on this map. We've got pigs going now on the western shore, and I'm not much of a fan of pigs at all. The idea of having two pig farms at the same time, maybe, you know what I mean? Not such a good idea. All right, so we will grab us a straw bale now. Right in here like so. And once we're done here, we can take a look at some of the volumes and see, as far as food and straw, what sort of volume they need to be happy. I'm just taking one bale down for now. Sir, there it is. I didn't want to tip that whole pile over, but it looked like it was just about to. And I'm going to use the shed here to push this on a little better. And like so. Beautiful. All right. So yeah, we'll take a look in the dialogue and see whether the cows need, because these bales are 4,000 liters, do they need 4,000 liters of straw, 20,000? You know, we'll get a kind of an idea of what they're going to consume during the rest of the season. Now we will get an indicator of what kind of volume they need for food, but that's calculated out, so we can see that. But for straw, we'll just need to guess, you know, sort of estimate, and I'm okay with that. And I did see, and in fact, we can take a look at that also. I am using the additional field info mod, and I did see, yeah, in fact, we'll end the episode that way. I'll head over to the canola field, and we can take a look at that dialogue. Because we can get now an estimate of volume, what kind of output we'll have from a field. And that is really handy, because you can look at prices, at least today's prices. Prices go up and down with seasons. But you can we get through there? You know what? We can, but there's a bunch of cows standing there, so we can't. Let's head around this way. You can look at prices, at least prices today, and you can also see what the estimated output of the field is, and you can sort of calculate how much money you're going to get for that field. That's a very cool feature. I know there was a farming tablet in 17. It was German. It was complicated. I feel like I never really made the most of it. But I would like to see more of that as far as being able to estimate your costs, both your costs and also your, not there, your costs and your, not profit, but your gross, I guess. All right, and we may need a bale shredder. We'll try this over here as well. Yeah, this looks a little bit more like bedding, so let's see if we can fit this in here. And it's possible we may have to shred this bale. And fortunately, we've got a couple of bucks still. Come on. Nope. Yep, we may have to shred this. Try it down here a little bit. Yeah, I think we do. Okay, what do you want to do? You want to drive down and lease a shredder? Where are we at? 11 minutes? Yeah, let's do that. Before we do that, let's see if we can just try a couple more places. Not feeling great about this. Let's try, we can't really get in there. They wouldn't make us drive in there to drop it, would they? No. All right, let's try the length of this gap right here. Just confirm that it's nowhere in the center here, and then we'll go lease. Nope. We already tried back toward the entrance. All right, I'm going to call it right there. At least as far as getting this to trigger. So just right back here. Drop that. All right, so we'll do two things now. We'll go take a peek in that canola field. I'll show you that estimated yield. Then we'll hop in the JCB and go rent us a bale shredder. And I hope that's the problem, and that I'm not just looking in the wrong place. That'd be terrible. But you know what? It's all just playing farm sim. It's all just pixels. We did buy our mowers, and we do have a tedder. So we're halfway there for the equipment that we'll need for grass work. We still need a rake and a baler. But we got nearly 100 bales from this field. I suppose at some point it will be worth it for us to buy a baler, but we're not quite there yet. Right, so this is in the regular Giants mod hub. And it is called, I think it's just called Additional Field Info. But when we go here now, where is it? Where is it? Is it over here? Oh, you know what? Maybe it's only in fields you don't own. Because I know I saw it. Hang on, let's hop over this hedge. And, where is there? Yeah, there's a gate here. We can even go out through the gate. I know I saw it when I was heading down to check out the calves. So maybe that's only in fields that you don't own yet, to give you an idea of what kind of profit you can expect to make from them. Oh, now I'm very curious. Carefully cross this highway with the traffic. All right. So we open this. We come in here. What does this field say? No, it says the same thing. That's very confusing. I could have sworn when I was down here earlier, I saw estimated output. That's crazy. All right, let's take, oh, hang on. And now I'm not seeing it. That is crazy. All right. Well, you know, there you have it. I don't know what to tell you. Let's make our way back to the farm. I'm looking for a gate over here on the right as well, that we might take a look in this one. I really want to see that work again. I know I saw it the first time. Hang on, this hedge is pretty low. Let's hop over here. There we go. Down at the bottom. I knew I saw it. You thought I was crazy, didn't you? Potential harvest quantity, 116,000 liters. Okay. I like that. I do. I would like to see more things like that. I would really like to see a way to calculate out your costs for a field. In terms of, fuel, I know that's a little bit weird because different vehicles use different amounts of fuel, but fertilizer is a fixed volume depending on the type of fertilizer it is. Herbicide is a fixed volume for a given field. I'd like to see those numbers calculated out. Seed, right? That you could make a budget at the beginning of the year and have an understanding of how much money you need to borrow, if you need to borrow any, and just, I don't know, plan. More of a management aspect than just the day-to-day tasks, which I certainly enjoy. I mean, I like doing all this farm stuff, but I like the planning stuff as well. All right. So let us head down to the store. Sir, let us head down to the store. And for now, we'll lease, because it could be that there is... Did I just close that gate? I did, didn't I? It could be that we were simply in the wrong place and didn't find the trigger, but that the trigger is there somewhere. So we will lease this now on the off chance that we don't need it again. And if we do need it again, we can at that point think about buying one. They're not terribly expensive. I want to say they're about 10 grand, 20 grand to buy for the smaller ones. The bigger ones, of course, are more expensive. But we'll lease one today and just figure out at least where to put the straw in. And I hope it's in that shed. I assume it is. I saw some, sensitive joystick. I saw some, looked like some bedding sort of back there in the corners. And so I would assume that's where more straw would go on top of what's already in there. And what else? Oh, I noticed something else about this map. On this road right here, where we make our turn down here, just off the, I don't know, the next big road that we connect to. It used to be, I know I remember this, I'm really fighting this thing hard to stay on the road. It used to be that when you made the turn, they were working on the road. There was construction equipment, and it looked like an excavator and some various things, like right down here, and now that's gone. I know on Western Shore there's a little cutoff that we use, and there's a broken down car there. It looks like the wheel has come off. Not a good day for that person. But I was wondering if you could spawn those sort of events in and out in the same way that you can spawn in a snowman in the winter, right? With seasons. I didn't know if that was something that you could have there. I mean, if you could have it there at different times of the year, then I would think maybe you could try to set up some kind of an RNG and have it there periodically, right? If the number comes up, and we're just fighting this tractor to stay on the road. If you could set up a simple RNG script, if the number comes up, whatever, then it stays there. It spawns in and it stays there for a duration of whatever. And if the number comes up, not that, then it does not spawn in at that time. So I would love to see more sort of surprising and intermittent things like that. What was the map that had the little snake down by the store? Oh, I can't remember off the top of my head. But I remember that as well. Okay, so we're going to hop out for a second, and I'm going to confirm that we are not doing a store delivery. So pardon me while I do that. I do use store deliveries sometimes. Sometimes. It certainly saves time. We want animals, do we not? Animals over here. Animals, yeah. And this thing is that the smallest one? I guess this is the smallest one, but I didn't bring a front loader with me. That, I think, is the smallest one. And what is this lease for? Yeah, 1,200. Let's do it. We'll lease that. Done and done. 19 minutes on time. I think this might just work out. If I can find the thing. Ignore that pallet that I left sitting in the parking lot. I really didn't think we'd be down here this way. Man, if this video ends up being exactly 30 minutes after all this monkey business, I don't know what to tell you. That is just the way things work out sometimes. All right, so we'll get this hooked up. Like so. Beautiful. Here we go. When I used to play on 17, when 17 was the most recent version, so before 19 was released. When I used to play on 17, I would get so reckless with my money, my silage money, that I would buy... Is that a train behind us? It must be. I would buy a Bobcat and just leave it at the store. A Bobcat or a forklift and just leave it at the store. So I never had to take a front loader down to the store. I never had to drive my telehandler down to the store. I could just use the one that I left parked there and say that belongs to the store. I mean, I had to buy it, but that's I don't know. There's so many ways to play this game. There's so many ways to have fun playing this game. It just feels like playing when you're a kid, you know? You just do something. You just make something up and you say, "Oh yeah, that's because it's whatever." We don't call it immersive gameplay when we're a kid. We don't talk about role playing when we're a kid. We just play. And once you become an adult, you don't play that way anymore. And when you do, it's not necessarily an event, but it's something that you sort of need to get into differently than when you're a kid. When you're a kid, playing is easy. When you're an adult, real life keeps creeping in. It gets a little harder to play. Yeah, I'm going to have to go back and take a look at another video because I swear, like right here, they were working on the road. I swear they were. They were. I know they were. I'll confirm that, but I know they were. But that's cool. If that sort of thing can spawn in and out, I'd like to see more of that on maps. I'd also like to see more farm traffic. And I would definitely like to see it spawn differently at different times of year. And apparently you can only have one speed for traffic. Now that front loader, that wheel loader that is down at the gravel pit, down by the animal auction, that is certainly moving at a different speed than the rest of the traffic. But I don't think that's proper traffic. I think that's something else. But if you have a spline with traffic on it, so the buses, the scooters, and the John Deere with the manure spreader, those are all on one route. And I believe they all have to move at the same speed, whereas the wheel loader, the gravel pit, is on its own route, and that's why it can be going kind of slow and stately. But I would love to see, and again, I know that the limitations of the game code don't allow this, but I would love to see farm traffic moving at different speeds, different times a year, right? Manure spreaders in the spring, drills and planters in the spring, fertilizing equipment in the summer, sprayers and that sort of thing, and harvesting equipment, combine harvesters and carts in the fall. I think that would really add to the map. Not this map, I mean any map that you're playing on. And man, I'm still so curious where the franchise is going. I know I personally am kind of locked in on 17 now. But I'm always willing to be surprised. I'm always willing to be impressed. And if FS2X, whenever it comes out, not looking like 2020, but 2021, whenever FS2X comes out, I'm really curious what it's going to look like. If it's going to be just a silly smartphone app for kids, you know, where you just pretend to be a farmer, or if it's going to be just absolutely mind-blowing and this perfect combination of things that the casual console gamers want and also things that the immersive PC players want. We'll see. We'll see when it gets here. Right. Time. 25 minutes. Are you kidding me? Oh, Destiny. You're so playful. All right. I'm here. You know what I'm talking about, right? Things just work out. It's like it doesn't matter how much you plan. Things just work out the way they're going to work out, but sometimes the way they work out is better than what you could have hoped for. I thought we were going to do like a 7-minute episode of me just throwing a couple bales in, and instead we're going to be right on 30 minutes. Love it. All right. That is closed. Let's drive around here to the other side and find our trigger. All right. those two. Now our pipe right now is on the right side, but you could spin the pipe 180 degrees on this. Can you not? Yeah, I think you can. All right, let's just get this thing kind of in the doorway. We'll drop that bale directly into it. All right, so we'll stop this right here. Brake sets automatically with vehicle control add-on when you're not running any other type of gearbox mod. You just hold the brake on, it does stay in place. Okay, here we go. Slide that out a little bit. Zoom out a little bit, right? About right? That's about right. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Really? Oh, game. And this is all base game equipment. Oh, game. I love you. I do. All right. I thought I caught on somewhere on the shredder, but I was nowhere near it. All right, so we'll get this back out of the way. So, all right, turn that off, and let's see if we've got a dialogue. So far, no. Do we? All right, that's up and down. Yeah, so we only have up and down for our nozzle. All right, let's pull in here a little ways and see if we get in anything. There it is. Beautiful. So it seems like we do need a shredder. Not a problem. I'll get this topped off. I'll get as much straw in here as I can. And then, what did we say this thing was? 25,000? I don't know. I mean, we can rent this thing a lot of times before we get to 25,000. So I think what we might do... Oh, really? It's going to leave it on 1%. Oh, game. I think what we'll probably do is continue renting this until we have some income. I don't know if I want to drop 25,000 on this thing right now. Okay, so we'll put that back in gear, turn that off, and then we did say we wanted to check on some of our volumes and see where we're at. So we are right here. Oh. No? Yes. Sandy Bay cows. Okay, it's further down. All right. So barely any food right now. Barely any food. That's the grass they're eating from the field. That's the hay that we just gave them. They have plenty of water. They have plenty of straw. Okay. There you have it. That's the dairy open. There you go, folks. Thanks for stopping by to check out The Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Farming Simulator 19. This is Sandy Bay 19. We'll see you next time. Take care now.